Gray again from the Roland Center in Covina, and today's video is about week 2 of the activities packet, right here. But before we go over the actual packet itself, there's a few things I want to go over with you guys. And one of the things is that this week's packet is due on October 5th, which is this coming Monday. So I want to emphasize with you guys, we want you guys to have the packet ready by 8 a.m. on Monday. Just in case the drivers come by that early, that way they can pick up the packet from last week and give it back to us so we can look over it. Let's say if you guys aren't going to be able to wake up that early, much like Rocio said last week, go ahead and leave it on outside your door the day before, which would be like Sunday night. So that way the driver doesn't have to call you guys or knock on your guys' door, even though you guys are still asleep. So basically, have it ready by 8 a.m. That's the gist of it. Even if you didn't finish the packet, we still want you guys to turn it in. So that way we can still look over it, see what we need to add, see what we need to take out. So that way we can make it more personalized for you guys. So for those of you who didn't turn in week 1's packet, please turn it in this coming Monday with week 2. So that way we can go over it, like I said, and make it more personalized. But that's all I need to go over. So let's go over the actual packet now. Alright guys, so here's the packet for week 2. First thing you're gonna do is write out your name. So as you can see here, I wrote out my full name. So that way is okay, or you can also go with the first initial and your last name. Try not to just put your initials, because then we got to do some investigating to find out whose packet it is. But definitely write out your name, because some people did turn in their packets without a name last week. So for sure, write out your name before you start out your packet. The next page, as you can see, is the checklist. So much like Rocio said last week, go ahead and check off the things that you did throughout the week. So if you helped with dishes, go ahead and check right there. Or if you vacuumed the carpet, go ahead and do it right there. If there's stuff on the list that you did, like helped your parents, go ahead and check off right there, and then write in helped parents. Or if you exercise, go ahead and write in the minutes that you exercise for. So let's say if you did for 30 minutes. So you're gonna do that for each day, Monday through Sunday, and then basically go on to the next section. So this week's lesson is reading comprehension. So I'm gonna go ahead and read it along with you guys. If you guys aren't gonna be able to do this part, like we've told you before, go ahead and skip it. Go ahead and do like the tracing, the drawing, the crossword puzzle parts. If you feel like you can't do this part, but if you're able to do it, go ahead and read along with me right now. So go ahead and start reading. So Monday, section 1, looking your best at work. So when you go to work, you should always try to look your best. The way you look and act is very important to your employer. When you are at work, you represent the company you work for. Your hair should be well brushed and perhaps pulled back in a hair tie. Men might have to use a razor to shave the hair that grows on your face. Every day you should take a shower or a bath. Your body creates smells that aren't pleasant, and washing with soap and shampoo can remove those smells. You should brush your teeth, and before you go to work, so that your breath smells clean. Keep your fingernails trimmed and short. Keep your fingernails trimmed short and make sure there is no dirt under them. Make sure to have clean clothes that don't have stains on. Wear deodorant so your body does not smell, but be careful with perfumes and lotions. If you put too much on, the smell might bother others around you. Finally, check a mirror before you leave for work to see if you have any food in your teeth or on your face. So sorry about all the stuttering, and people are gonna make mistakes when you're reading, so I definitely made a few mistakes by myself. That's for the reading section, and now we're gonna move on to the questions. So here are the questions, and whenever you're going through the questions, don't be afraid to go back to the following or the previous page that you read, so that way you can see where the answers are at. So the first question says, name 2 ways to take care of long hair at work. So if you're gonna go back to the packet, or go back to the reading part, you're gonna look through where you were reading and see where they talked about hair. So as you can see here, your hair should be well brushed and perhaps pulled back in a hair tie. So in answering the question, name 2 ways to take care of long hair at work, you can say the first one was your hair should be well brushed. So you're gonna write that here. So well, ooh, that was ugly. Well brushed. And the second one says, and perhaps pulled back in a hair tie. So you can go back to the answers and then write it out here. Oh my goodness. I am really messing up today. Perhaps pulled back in a hair tie. So as you can see, I have horrible handwriting, so definitely don't worry about that. Try to make it as legible as possible. Definitely a lot better than I wrote right here. So let's go on to the next question. So why would you want to brush your teeth before you go to work? So if you're gonna go back to the paragraph, you're gonna look at where they talk about brushing your teeth. So you should brush your teeth before you go to work so that your breath smells clean. So in order to answer this one, so why would you want to brush your teeth before you go to work? It's so that your breath smells clean. So moving on to the next question, what might happen if you wear too much perfume at work? So again, you're gonna go back to the paragraph, and throughout the time, let's say if you're reading out the paragraph and you wanna mark down some of the parts that you wanna remember for the future. Let's say if you were going through and you read the wear deodorant so your body does not smell, and you feel like that's something that you wanna remember in the future. So you can go ahead and just underline it like that. Don't underline it as ugly as I did. So like I said, I have really bad handwriting and bad coordination right now, especially because I'm trying to hold my phone. But anyways, so back to the question, which was, what might happen if you wear too much perfume at work? So you're gonna look in the paragraph to where they talked about perfume. So as you can see here, it says wear deodorant so your body does not smell, but be careful with perfumes and lotions. If you put too much on, the smell might bother others around you. So you're gonna put over here, what might happen if you wear too much perfume at work? You can write down the smell might bother others around you. Cool. So then the last question says, how often should you take a shower or a bath? So again, you're gonna look through the paragraph and you're gonna look at where they talk about showers and baths. So as you can see here, every day you should take a shower or a bath. Again, if as you were reading, you can underline it, or even when you're answering the questions, you can underline it so you can remember where you found the answer. So you're gonna go back over here, and to answer how often should you take a shower or bath, you're gonna put down every day. And then now you're gonna move on to the next section. So the next section, as you can see, is kind of like a matching word with the definition. So you can go about it either way. So you can either go down the list and start with the word. So if you're gonna look for deodorant, you're gonna try to find which definition matches with deodorant. The way I like to do it is I like to go with each question first. So I'll go with what helps pull long hair back? And then you're gonna go down the list. Does deodorant help you pull long hair back? I don't think so. I mean, it might hold it together, but I mean, I don't think that's an effective way to do it. A hairbrush, it probably puts it smooth, but it wouldn't hold it back. But hair tie seems like the one that fits this definition the most. So then you're gonna write down hair tie. And then a good thing to also remember is to cross things off so that you remember that you used it. So that's basically how you do the matching with the definition. Look back in the paragraph if you think there's some like clues that could help you figure out what each word in the list means. But yeah, that's basically how you do this section. So that's basically it as far as how you're gonna do the reading section. So as you can see, this is section 2. And then the questions are gonna be on the next page, just like in section 1. And then you're gonna have the vocabulary, which would be on the same section, but different page. So I'm not gonna go over each one. If you guys need help, please ask your parents or your caregivers. As long as they're not busy. So let's say if you think you guys need some help, and your parents or your caregivers, like I said, if they're really busy, I don't want you guys to bother them too much because we want you guys to work on this as independent as possible. So like I said, if you think this is just too difficult and you don't want to work on this one, you can go ahead and just skip these parts and just focus on the daily checklist and the next sections, which I'm going to go over right now. Alright, so Friday's section is actually a little bit different. So it's actually a crossword puzzle. So for those of you who don't know how crossword puzzles work, basically you're going to look at 3 across. So you're going to look for the number 3, which is all the way at the top, and you're going to enter in going across. For those that say down, you're going to look at the number, so number 1, which is up here, and then you're going to enter the word going downwards. So for the first one, it says, what you have when you are hungry or thirsty. So you're going to go through the list of words to see what matches the description the most. And in this case, that would be food and drink. So you're going to enter it in at the top over here. So food and drink. And again, you can go ahead and cross it off on the list. That way you know that you already wrote it down. If you go on to the next one, you can either go all the way across or you can go to like the first one on the down. So we're gonna go with number 1 down. So what helps you keep track of time? So you're gonna go down the list, you're gonna see that watch actually helps you keep track of time. So you're gonna look at the number 1 and then you're gonna write in watch. So A was already filled up from 3 across, and then T, C, H. So that's basically how the crossword puzzles work. And again, also cross out watch, so you know that you did it. So again, if you have any questions also, go ahead and ask your counselors or go ahead and ask your parents or caregivers, like I said, if they're not busy. So let's go on to the next section. So much like Rocio said last week with the word search, you're gonna go ahead and look for the words that are on the list below. You can either go in order, so you can look for deodorant, but straight off the bat, I can already see where food and drink is. So you're gonna go ahead and either circle it with the horrible circle that I'm drawing right now, go across, or you can just draw a line through it, the uneven line that I'm drawing right now. So that's how the word search works. So you're gonna go through the list and then again, cross it off so you know that you found it. So let's move on to the next section. So again, much like last week's tracing section, this time you're gonna do with the letter B. So you got the uppercase B and then the lowercase b. I am not going to attempt to write out the letters because as you guys have seen so far, my handwriting is very horrible. But as you can see in the second section, you can circle each picture whose name begins with B. So as you can see, fan does not start with B, but bat does start with the letter B, so you can definitely circle that one. So that's how that one works. Now let's move on to the next section. Alright guys, so this is the last page of the packet, which is the questionnaire. So the first couple questions are a little bit different. So this time we're going to be asking you if you watched the YouTube training videos this week. So if you watched Raul's heat awareness video, or if you watched this video that you're currently watching right now, you're going to go ahead and circle yes. The next question asks you to list 3 things you remember that each video talked about. I'm realizing that's a typo. It shouldn't be a question mark because it's more of an action. But anyways, you're gonna go ahead and list 3 things that you remember from each video. So 3 things you remember from Raul's heat awareness video, and then 3 things you remember from this video. The next few questions were kind of from last week's packet, and we're gonna ask in future packets. So anything that you like specifically about this packet, you're gonna go ahead and list right here in number 3. And anything that you didn't like from this specific packet for week 2, you're gonna list right here. And again, we're gonna ask you every single time, is there anything that you liked from this packet that you would wanna add for future packets? Just so that way we can make these packets more personalized for you guys and make it more fun for you guys. Alright guys, so that's the end of the video. If you guys have any questions, please ask your counselors. And again, we want you guys to try these packets out on your own as much as possible. So try it out before you even ask for any type of help. But again, if you guys need any help, go ahead and ask us or ask your parents or your caregivers if they're not busy. Also, we're going to try to set up those Zoom classes as soon as possible. So hopefully within the next 2 to 3 weeks. But we keep you updated, like I said before. But yeah, again, this is the end of the video. So I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are staying safe. And I'll see you guys on the next one. See ya.